Lorraine, can you get that? Well, I just want to put these together. Just, I guess just keep an eye on that plexi, make sure it doesn't, like, it's not really attached right now. Okay. I was contacted by the Moat Aquarium in Sarasota, and that led to the work on Sanctuary Reef, which turned out to be the biggest project that I've done so far and probably the most challenging project that I've done so far. As an artist, I think that there's always a little bit of compulsion to reinvent something or to create something brand new, and that's challenging because you all of a sudden have to figure out every detail that's involved in the project, and we can't really go out there and find some of these things off the shelf. We have to create everything from scratch, and that presents so many challenges that can be interesting and they can be really stressful. I mean, sometimes with deadlines and time limitations and budget limitations, you know, you have to get really creative and try to figure out how to make it work and get it out the door. The projects that I do on my own are always challenging because it's mostly just me. My wife Lorraine helps me, but being a small crew, just me and her, we have to do everything ourselves.
Sort of how we divvy things up is anything that's too tedious for Raymond gets passed on to me. The Christmas tree worm, for example, you have this complicated process of screening something on and painting in the little gaps and acid etching and then cleaning it. Cleaning it took forever because all these little filaments, and you have to like get in there with a little brush and scrape off all the paint that keeps it from being completely acid etched away, and then you have to take all of those, line them up, and paint everything. That kind of thing, I have a lot more patience, so I tend to like be able to make certain things happen that otherwise would not.
Moat wanted me to build all of these larger-than-life animals to kind of magnify some of the details that are found in reefs. And so we had to create all these animals from scratch, and one of the most challenging ones was a larger-than-life cleaner shrimp, which is, you know, the animal is completely clear. And so I stayed up late several nights building this shrimp out of small pieces of plexiglass and putting them together and trying to, you know, create this shrimp. In every project I try to incorporate sustainable material. This project has bamboo surfaces and formaldehyde-free plywood. That's all the casework is built from that. It gets a little bit challenging on some of the sculptural work because this is a traveling exhibit. It has to be lightweight and strong. On some of the pieces we were actually able to use plaster and sort of real old-fashioned type materials that I really like to use because they've been around for a long time and they've been tested a long time, and they're very kind of simple, and I think as an artist to get detail but still kind of not have to go into the harsh chemicals, things like plaster and wood can give you that, but maybe kind of be a little more friendly.
A new challenge for us is we spent a lot more time on lighting, and we want to continue to be able to push these exhibits further and further. Every exhibit we make is more incredible than the last exhibit that we made for the most part. One of the things that I'm most proud of is that Raymond figured out how to get a lot of lighting into it. And we're very thankful for the people that helped us do that. And I think it makes it so much more of an experience.
This exhibit is going to go to Key West for a few months. After it goes to Key West, they're going to open it up to renting it nationwide, and I'm not sure where it'll end up. I mean, it'll be very interesting to see kind of where this thing goes and how it's received by the audience that views it. I knew that there was individual parts that were going to go into it, individual components and sculptures that on their own would be a sculpture in their own right, but I wanted to try to create a design that took all that together and the entire exhibit became a sculpture and the entire exhibit became an object on itself. So that's why I kind of used this kind of inverted bow of a boat to house the reef. And so the inside, with all the animals and with all the details, each one of those animals and each one of those sculptures kind of holds up on its own, but they're part of a bigger structure and part of a bigger object that people will hopefully enjoy.